In the days of Ahasuerus, this is the same Ahasuerus, who reigned over 127 provinces from India unto Ethiopia. When King Ahasuerus sat upon the throne of his kingdom, which was in the palace at Shushan, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants. The power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces, were before him, so he might show the riches of the glory of his kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty. For many days, even 180 days, and when these days were fulfilled, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace. There were white, green, and blue hangings, fastened with cords of fine linen and purple, unto silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver upon a pavement of red, blue, and white, marble and fine stone. Also wine was poured out in vessels of gold. The drinking was according to the king's generosity. Drinking was free, as the king instructed all the officers of his house that whatsoever each man asked, it should be given him. Queen Vashti also made a feast for the women in the royal house of King Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Biza, Harbana, Bigtha, Abatha, Zethar, In, Carcass, the 7 chamberlains, who ministered in the presence of King Ahasuerus, to bring Vashti the queen before the king, wearing the royal crown, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look upon. But Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's command by the chamberlains. Therefore the king was very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Then the king said to the wise men who understood the times, for so was the business of the king managed, before all who had knowledge of law and judgment, that near unto him were Carshena, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, and Memucantha, 7 princes of Persia and Media, who saw the king's face, and sat first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto Queen Vashti according to law, because she has not performed the commandment of King Ahasuerus by the chamberlains? Memucan answered in the presence of the king and the princes, Queen Vashti has not only done wrong to the king, but also to all the princes and to all the peoples of all the provinces of King Ahasuerus. For the queen's behavior will be published to all women, causing them to despise their husbands in their eyes, saying, King Ahasuerus commanded that Vashti should be brought before him, but she came not. Likewise, the ladies of Persia and Media who have heard of the queen's behavior will tell to all the king's princes, and there will arise much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let a royal decree go forth from him, and let it be written among the laws of Persia and Media, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus. And let the king give her royal estate unto another who is better than she. And when the king's edict, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, all wives shall honor their husbands, both great and small. This advice pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. So he sent letters to all the king's provinces, to every province in its own script, to every people after their language, that every man should be ruler in his own house, speak according to the language of his people. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and all that she had done, and what had been decreed against her. Then the king's servants who attended him said, Let fair young virgins be sought for the king, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may bring all beautiful virgins to Shushan the palace unto the house of women, under the care of Hegai, the king's eunuch, keeper of the women. And let their things for purification be given them. Let the maiden that pleases the king be queen, instead of Vashti. This pleased the king, and he did so. There was a certain Jew in Shushan the palace, whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite, who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away. And Mordecai brought up Hadassah, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother. The young woman was fair and beautiful in appearance. And when her father and mother died, Mordecai took her as his own daughter. When the king's decree and his commandment were heard, many virgins were brought to Shushan the palace. Under the care of Hegai, Esther also was taken to the king's house, under the care of Hegai, keeper of the women. The maiden pleased him and carried favor with him. So he quickly gave her her things for purification with her cosmetics, and 7 chosen maidens from the king's house. And he increased her allowances and moved her and her maidens into the best place in the house of the women. Esther had not shown her people or kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it. And Mordecai walked every day in the court of the women's house to know how Esther fared, and what would become of her. After these things, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, and advanced him, and set his seat above all the princes who were with him. And all the king's servants who were at the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Then the king's servants who were at the king's gate said unto Mordecai, Why do you transgress the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spoke daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. He thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had shown him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. In the 1st month, that is, the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pur before Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is, the month Adar. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. And their laws are different from all people, neither do they keep the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to allow them. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those who have charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand, and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, The silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the 1st month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people, to every province according to its writing, and to every people after their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus was it written, and sealed with the king's ring. And the letters were sent by couriers into all the king's provinces, to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day. Even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready for that day. The couriers went out, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given in Shushan the palace, and the king and Haman sat down to drink. But the city of Shushan was perplexed. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, he rent his clothes, and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city, and cried with a loud and bitter cry. He came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. And in every province, wherever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting, and weeping, and wailing. Many lay in sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved. And she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai, and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. Then called Esther for Hatach, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to go to Mordecai, to know what it was, and why it was. So Hatach went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of money that Haman had promised to pay into the king's treasuries for the Jews, to destroy them. Also he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king, to make supplication unto him, and to make request before him for her people. And Hatach came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again Esther spoke unto Hatach, and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death. lest the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days. And they told Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house, more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether hold thy peace at this time, then shall there arise enlargement and deliverance to the Jews from another place, but thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Then Esther bade them return. Mordecai this answer, Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him.